recording done. Okay, let me just show this also. Let me. Okay, I have around 46 students with me now. Again, minus 19. Okay, just scroll the things. Okay, let me just say one thing. We are just observing the students who are all getting absent. So we will ensure that the absentees will not be considered for quizzes, and if the absentees continue the same thing, we will ensure that they will not be given whatever the test, whether it is online or offline. So it is mandatory that you have to be present, and it's not only simply turn on your system and then go roam around. Whenever we just call any of the student, if he or she is not responding, he will be made as absent and he will not be allowed to take up the quiz, in spite of he or she be there on the line. If he or she is not responding, assume that if there is a problem of network, they have to immediately respond in the WhatsApp. Otherwise, so he or she will be not allowed to take up the quiz and the test. So we are serious this time, looking at your performance in the third semester. We want all of you to be there at your end, be positive in learning the things. Okay, let me just close this now. Let me share this. Okay, where is my camera? It's here. Okay. Yesterday, of course, we have solved only one problem, maybe two problems we solved on linear motion. Okay, if there is applied force, okay, what are the acting and opposing forces? We could able to write the expression for those two masses, and we could able to write the expression for the given model. So let us consider a system which has got some rotational motion, and instead of force there is a torque that is being applied. If you apply the torque, how does voice is breaking, what to do? Let me just try out my mobile. Okay, if it happens in my mobile, I don't think so. It should not be an echo. Just give me 1 minute time. Is it still the same problem? Is it still echoing? I don't know. How much is the echoing still there? You can just put in the chat box or in the WhatsApp. You just reply me. Is the echoing too much? Because if I just connect through my mobile, I have some problem in my recording issues, so in the recording it will be echoing. Let me just sort it out, that also. Just put in the chat box, is my voice still breaking? Shall I just close it once? I don't know what to do. I'm just looking for your answers. Okay, meanwhile let me write the mechanical system having so we had the mass, we have a friction, and we have a spring constant K. Similar to that, this is when the applied input is a force, and we had a displacement of x. And similar to that, this is a linear motion. So this is the displacement is linear in nature, and we have one more type of mechanical system where you are applying a torque to an inertia. Now the mass is now replaced by inertia, and of course we'll have the friction like same as it is, and of course we're going to have the spring constant as it is. Instead of the linear displacement, we will going to have an angular displacement theta. So now it is not the linear, it is angular displacement. So whatever m was being represented for a linear motion, now it will be represented by an inertia, and of course we will have to have a friction, spring constant, and the linear displacement is now replaced by the angular displacement theta. So let us consider one such system, a very simple system which is having some inertia. So let me just say this is a system whose inertia is being represented by a factor j, and then assume that this has got some friction with the rigid body. So let us assume that that friction is represented as b, and let me also consider there is a spring constant which is having spring with a constant k. Now we can see this is the torque that is being applied. Because of this applied torque, as we had a force that is being applied, so in the previous in case of linear systems, we had a force applied, we ended with a linear displacement. Now since it is an angular force, that is torque you are applying, it will certainly result in an angular displacement theta in the same direction of the applied torque. Will it make sense? One of you unmute. Hello. One of you unmute and say, will it make sense to consider what angular displacement in the same direction as that of the applied torque? So we know that again we can write a FBD for this one. You take out the inertia. This is the applied torque T in the given direction, and what are the opposing forces? Opposing torques for this inertia or this system is, one is due to the inertia, which is j theta double dot, that is and then due to friction it is b into theta dot, and due to spring constant is k into theta. So as we wrote it in the previous case, we wrote that applied force is opposed by these three things. Similarly, the applied torque is being opposed by these three parameters. Now I can write the applied torque is equal to j theta double dot plus b theta dot plus k theta. Suppose if you want to write its Laplace, T of s is equal to j s square theta of s plus b s into theta of s plus k into theta of s, so that I can write T of s is equal to j s square plus b s plus k into theta of s. This will become the equation. If you are looking at the transfer function, theta of s by T of s, because the output of this system is angular displacement, the input is torque, is now given by j s square plus bs plus k. So this is the transfer function. Will it make sense? One of you unmute, I say. Yes. Hello. Hello. Just unmute yourself, one of you. I don't know what is the problem. Hello. Are you all there with me? Is that is fine? Is there anything to be? Yes sir. What is yes sir for what? Voice is breaking. Is the voice still breaking? One of you unmute and say yes. One of you unmute and say, is the voice okay or not? Hello. Hello. At least you can say something, no?
Sir, voice is okay. Sir.
To say this, okay, how much time it will take? Is it? I don't know. Okay. Let us consider. Is this problem okay? How to write the FBD of a rotational system and then try to understand how do we write it? Okay. So I am speaking to my own computer, which is not speaking. So I should assume that a computer understands. So let me consider the system which has got something like this.
Sir, it is again breaking. Sir. Voice.
Just give me 1 minute time. So that now if I can stop once. Okay. If I click out this. Okay. Let me just try out if I can be able to connect it through my mobile. I think I can be able to. Is it fine now? Hello? Fine. Then okay, hopefully it is fine now. So now let me take a new system where I have something like this. So this is not having any friction over here, and I have this is applied torque. This is J1, J2. Let me say it as KA, BA. This is KB, BB, and this is, let me call it as B1. Because of this applied torque, does this inertia will going to have a displacement of theta 1, and this is going to have a displacement of theta 2. Let us assume. Done? So these are the displacement that I am getting. Okay, then can I now start writing the FBD for this? This is the applied torque in this direction. This is J1. One of the opposing torque is in the opposite direction. It is J1 theta 1 double dot, and there is one more torque which is again opposing the rotation movement of B1, sorry, J1 due to the friction, B1 theta 1 dot. And you can see this spring is between J1 J2. It is going to have a relative displacement, and that will have an opposing magnitude of Ka theta 1 minus theta 2, and this is due to BA. It is BA theta 1 dot minus theta 2 dot. This is actually the opposing torque for this. Will it become the acting torque for this J2? Let me just write J2 here. the magnitude is same, but it is the acting torque for this J2. The opposing torques are due to inertia J2 theta 2 double dot KB theta 2 and BB theta 2 dot. Now can I write the expression now? T of S is nothing but J1 S square theta 1 of S plus B1 S theta 1 of S plus BA theta 1 of S minus theta 2 of S plus KA theta 1 of S minus theta 2 of S. Am I correct? The second one, the acting torque are KA theta 1 of S minus theta 2 of S plus of BA yes theta 1 of S minus theta 2 of S is equal to, because this will happen to the acting torque, opposing torques are J2 S square theta 2 of S plus BS into theta 2 of S plus KB theta 2 of S. So these are the two equations that what we are looking at. Correct? It's not difficult at all. So why the acting or the opposing force of this? Because if this has to rotate, it is only due to the KA and BAs. If these two were not there, it was not rotating. Of course, the displacement of this J1 by theta 1 is restricted because these friction and the spring constant are opposing. So that's why. So these two will going to certainly oppose, but these two will going to help the J2 to have a displacement of theta 2. So that's why KA and BA will actually be on the left hand side of the equation, so that they will be the acting torque for J2. Of course, the opposing torques are because of the inertia, spring constant and the dashpot. Dashpot is nothing but friction. Because we also call it as piston, because piston, you can see there is a cylinder and you can see there is a piston here, so it will going to have some friction with this cylinder. So that's why that is the representation of the friction. Is that fine? Hello. Okay. Next, slightly just move on to, of course, you can solve, there are so many control system textbooks, you can get a number of problems on this rotational system and the linear mechanical systems. So I don't want to just hang on to just solving a number of problems. Let us move on with this concept of writing the equation for any mechanical system with linear motion or rotational motion. Let us move on to one more interesting concept of DC motor speed control. So this is speed control of DC motor. So we are actually supposed to find a transfer functions to control the speed of a DC motor. So, of course, we know that DC motor has got a principle of it is going to have an armature. It is going to have an armature. If I write the 3D view of that, okay, this is how the armature looks like, and armature is wound with so many coils here. It is going to have two ends for that armature. and of course it is connected to supply through that brushes. I think you can understand there are brushes connected which will ensure that there is a connectivity from this rotating armature to a electrical power supply outside. So this is the armature. This is a armature where you will be connecting some external power supply so that this external power supply can yield a current of some IA. I call it as A because it's an armature thing. The suffix is A because we are talking about armature current, and we know that as per the principle, so DC motor, this armature will rotate whenever current in this coil flows under the influence of a magnetic field, which is either by a permanent magnet or by a electric magnet or electromagnet. Am I correct? Can somebody be with me? Anybody? Hello. So this is how your principle of your DC motor, no? So if there is an armature, if there is a core which is wound with some coils, if there is a current flowing through this particular core which is under the influence of magnetic field, when current flows through that, then this starts rotating. So that's what is motor. Why it is called as DC motor is because you are applying a DC voltage which is resulting in a current of DC current flowing through this armature. Whenever current flows through this and under the influence of magnetic field, this starts rotating. When this starts rotating, this will be having a shaft. That shaft will going to have some inertia. Do you agree? Do you know what you mean by shaft? Maybe for any motors, you might have seen that there are motors even for your household pumps. I think you might have seen there is a fan running just behind that. What is that? Motor. That fan is actually connected to the shaft. That fan is actually used to cool that armature coil. Can somebody unmute yourself and then talk to me so that I can able to understand what is that I'm trying to say? Hello. I think my voice has broken. 1 second. Hello. Is my it's fine. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because this is a motor, we want to have some inertia. Let me just call that inertia by quantity constant B, and it will going to have a friction also. Let me call it as B. Because of this applied voltage and under the influence of magnetic field, does this motor start rotating? When this motor starts rotating, it won't have a displacement of theta. See now, I have an electric field which is making sure that there is a current flowing through this particular coil, and there is a magnetic field which is coming either from a permanent magnet, or we can able to realize this magnetic field through coils also. So I can have electromagnets, so I can have coils here, I can have coils for this. I can, if I pass a current of field current through these coils, I'm going to have a magnetic field. So I have two things now. One is the armature voltage EA, which will result in an armature current IA, and there is a field voltage EF, which will result in a field current IF, which will actually generate the magnetic field. So this is magnetic field. We call it as electromagnet. So this is not a permanent magnet. I could able to get the magnetic field using an electrical supply, using a electrical supply in the form of voltage, which will result in a current of IF flowing through the coil, which will in turn give me the magnetic field. That's what we call it as magnetic field generated due to electrical field. So we call it as electromagnet. So we have a field current, we have an armature current, we have a field voltage and a armature voltage being applied. Since we know that this is going to have some resistance, because this is a coil, means it will be wound in a circular fashion. The coil of the armature or the coil of the field, they will have some resistance, which I'll call it as RA. Give me 1 minute. So there is a resistance associated with that coil. Let me call it as RA. Since it is wound in a circular fashion, it is going to have some inductance also. Let the inductance of that armature coil be LA. Similarly, for this magnetic field coil, let me call it as RF and LF as the resistance and inductance of those coils. One is of the magnetic field, one is of the magnetic coil, and other is of the armature coil. So we know that whatever current that you are getting, IE of S, the armature current that is coming, so it is proportional to what? EA of S divided by what? The impedance. The impedance is RA plus S into LE. Correct? Because if you are having a current of IA flowing through this, because of this applied voltage, the current is proportional to the voltage divided by the impedance offered by this. The impedance offered by this is so and so. Now, the speed of the motor, this theta depends on what all parameters now? Does it depend on the magnetic field phi? Does it also depend on the current that is flowing through the armature coil? Hello, can some human come with me and interact, so that it will be interactive? Otherwise I can't talk to computer and then explain anything. Can any one of you unmute? Hello, ಏನು ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಎದುರ್ಕೊಂತಿರಲ್ಲ? Okay, let me just pick a student. Shilpa, is your mic working? Can you able to unmute? Am I audible? Shilpa ji? Hello. 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 Is my voice fine? Went off. Is my voice okay?
Yes, sir.
Now it's okay. Can you unmute yourself and then speak out? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Matadama at least. So okay, now whatever angular displacement that we are having, shall we say the angular displacement is proportional to, suppose if more current flows, does the speed of the motor increase? We have experienced this one, no? Come again?
Hello?
Hello? I think while doing in the lab, maybe in the last semester, when we are actually increasing the voltage, DC voltage,
Speaking.
breaking? Is my voice breaking?
Yes, sir.
Still it is, I don't know.
Yeah. Hello?
Hello? Hello, hello. Okay. You are audible. Is my voice clearly audible there? Okay. Somebody says, okay, I'm audible. Okay, now the angular displacement is proportional to the flux that is generated due to the the field current that is flowing here, and it is also proportional to the the armature current that is flowing in this armature. So now we know that because the speed depends on both the flux of this particular field coil as well as due to the armature current, I can able to control the speed of the motor either by changing phi or Ia, because phi is nothing but the magnetic field, which certainly depends on If, which depends on ultimately If. So, and phi also is proportional to Ia which is proportional to Ea, that is the field, the potential that is applied for armature. So, since this sorry, this is okay, sorry, this is not let me say it as theta is proportional to phi is proportional to If is proportional to Ef, theta is proportional to what? Suppose if you want to increase the speed, you have to increase Ia in turn depends on what is Ea. So we have these two conditions for, or these two possibilities for changing the speed. So speed can be changed, that is displacement can be changed by changing phi. So when you are changing phi, you keep Ia constant. You can change again theta by changing Ia. When you are changing Ia, keep phi constant. How to keep this Ia constant? Don't vary this voltage. How to keep this phi constant? Don't vary this Ef. Correct? So Ia constant is keeping this Ea constant. Phi constant is keeping this EFF constant. So since you are changing the field here to change the speed, so this is called as control of DC motor using the field coil current. Here the control of speed using armature current. So speed can be controlled in two ways now. One of the possibilities is by changing the field. The second possibility is changing the armature current. So let us consider speed control using field current. So I have this is my this is my motor. There is a IA flowing. This is LA. This is RA. I have this EA which is constant. There is a piston which is connected, having some inertia, having some friction here. It is generating a theta, and this motor in turn will generate a torque. In turn will generate a torque here. So for this I am going to have a coil having a potential of EF with LF as its inductance of that coil, and RF is the resistance of the coil, which will result in a current of IF. Okay. Now since we are looking at field current, so now we are looking at this theta is now proportional to phi. Theta is now proportional to IF. What is the input actually that you are applying? Are you applying the input of EF? This is the input. What is the output? Output is theta. So can I write the transfer function? Transfer function is theta of S by EF of S is the transfer function that I am trying to obtain, because I want to get a transfer function of a DC motor whose speed is controlled using field current. I want to get a transfer function of DC motor whose speed is controlled using field current. Correct? Shilpa, can you unmute and say something? Am I audible? You are certainly audible. Why don't you unmute yourself and then say something? Shilpa?
Yes, sir.
Unmute ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ರಪ್ಪ.
Yes, sir. I'm speaking, sir.
You are, of course, now you are audible. So keep speaking. When I just ask you, just
Hello.
You are
I'm speaking.
okay. Okay, now you are audible. Now, can you tell me what is IF of S? Can I write IF of S is equal to EF of S by RF plus S into LF? Can I write this? See, this is the voltage that is applied. This is the impedance what you have. I want to know, get the expression for IF of S, which is nothing but EF of S divided by the impedance. Am I correct? Hello?
Hello.
Correct?
Hello. Yes.
Done? Because what actually I have is IFT is nothing but EF of T. Of course, in terms of time, it is R plus L into, okay, or can I write it as EF of T is equal to I of T into R plus, okay, Ri plus L di by dt. Correct? This is the expression. Is it Ri plus L into di by dt? When you take the Laplace of this, IF of S is nothing but Ri of S plus S into, sorry, Ls into Is. So what is IF of S then? Then it is EF of S divided by R plus S into LF. Okay, RF. F means, okay, field coil. This is what I written. Correct? Hello? Now, from an applied EF of S, if the block diagram, if I have a block which is 1 over
Yes, sir.
RF plus S into LF, will I get IF of S? Is this IF of S is equal to this multiplied by this?
Yes, sir.
Done? So I am getting the current. Because of this current that is flowing in your motor,
Yes, sir.
having some motor constant Km, will it give me a torque of T? Now this is a motor constant. Now assume that you are keeping this constant. You are actually varying the field that is available here. Because of this field current, will it result in some torque so that it will rotate?
Yes, sir.
Will it rotate with some torque? Let us assume that this field and torque are related using a term Km. This is motor torque or motor torque constant.
Sir, your voice is
Breaking? Okay, now because of this applied field current, I will be getting a torque from the motor. Let me just write the constant which converts this current into torque as Km. So this torque, whatever that is generated, has to be converted into a angular displacement. So can I now write for this mechanical system, can I write it as T of S is equal to what? 1 second. It got disconnected. It's a network issue. Okay, now can I now write it as T of S is equal to what is that? J S square theta of S plus B S into theta of S. Can I now write T of S is equal to theta of S multiplied by J S square plus theta S, or can I write theta of S is equal to T of S by J S square plus not B of S, it is B S. Correct?
yes.
So now from this T of S, from this torque, if I want to get an angular displacement theta of S, should it not be 1 over J S square plus BS? See, from T of S, if you want to get this, so shall I just multiply this T of S by 1 over J S square plus BS?
Yes, sir.
So from an input voltage of EF of S with a constant armature voltage EA of S, can I able to get theta of S? Correct? Now can I able to get a transfer function for this block diagram now? So now shall I say this is the block diagram representing this electromechanical system. Can you see there is an electrical part and there is a mechanical part? We will say this as an electromechanical system because you are controlling the field current using a field voltage, and which will result in a displacement which is in mechanical type. So there is a mechanical displacement that is happening, which is due to a torque that is developed due to the applied
Yes, sir.
voltage. So now can I write theta of S by EF of S? So shall I simply say it as G1, G2, G3? Because there are no loops here. Can I write the transfer function of this particular system as simply the product of all the three? Can I write it as Km divided by Rf plus S into Lf multiplied by Js square plus Bs? Sorry, not Bfs, just Bs. This is my transfer function of the DC motor whose speed is controlled using the field current, keeping this Ia constant. correct? Because when you are able to change the speed using two currents,
Yes, sir.
when you are changing the field current, keep your armature current constant. Done? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So shall I assume that okay, this transfer function is clear to all of you? Let me again repeat. We have a system which is electromechanical system. This motor has got some mechanical part. Its inertia is represented by J. Its friction with the other mechanical parts is represented as B. For the generated torque of T, depending on the inertia and the friction, we will result in a displacement, angular displacement theta. Now we know that the speed of the DC motor can be changed either by changing the armature voltage or the field voltage. In this particular case, since we are looking at speed control using the field current, I will keep this constant. I will not vary this. So when this is kept constant, so we are not considering this loop at all. Since we are varying this EFFS, so I want to know what is the current which is due to this field current, field voltage, because this field is again, whatever magnetic field you are getting is due to a coil. That coil will going to have some resistance as well as the inductance. So from the applied field voltage EFFS, I can able to get the field current using this expression, because what are this RF and LF? These are the resistance and inductance of that field coil which is used to generate the electromagnetic field. So once you have this current due to the applied voltage because of this block, then this current results in a torque due to a torque constant Km. This is a motor constant. Km, and this torque will be ultimately converted into the angular displacement. So for that we wrote this expression. Because we have a torque and there should be a displacement that is resulting due to that, and that angular displacement and this torque are related using this expression. So that now I can relate angular displacement to the torque using this expression. So from this T of S, I can get theta of S if I multiply this with this. So ultimately, if you want to get the transfer function of theta of S by E of S, it is simply the product of all the three. That's what we have it as, Km divided by this term multiplied by this term. So of course here we are assuming that EA is constant. Is that fine? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this is one way of varying the speed. I can vary the speed by varying what? What is the other possibility? What is the other possibility of changing the speed? We wrote it here, no? There are two possibilities. One is by changing the field current. Other possibility is changing the armature current. Shall we change the armature current? Try to see how does the speed changes. Hello. Now it is speed control of DC motor using armature current. Here you keep IF constant. IF will be
Yes, sir.
constant. So I will rewrite that circuit now again. This is again motor. It has got some inertia result in a theta. This will also have a torque T here, and this is having a friction B, and I have my LF and RF. Now in this case this IF is constant. IFF is constant here. This is constant. This is RA. This is LA, and now this results in IA. There is a EA. Now it is variable. Now we know that I think you might have heard of back EMF. Whenever there is a current that is flowing in this armature due to this applied voltage, because of this rotation there is a back EMF that is generated which will oppose the flow of current. Learn these things in your electrical motor, maybe in your first or second semester. For a motor, the current, especially the armature current, is opposed by a back EMF that is generated in this armature. This back EMF that is generated purely depends on what is the amount of speed it is rotating. It is always proportional. The back EMF will be more and more if the speed of the motor is more and more. So now I can write for this loop, can I write IA of S is equal to EA of S minus EB of S divided by RA plus S into LA. Can I write this expression? Can you see whatever armature current that I am getting? Now since I am varying this voltage, I have to write an expression for IA of S, which is this applied voltage minus the back EMF that will be generated across the armature divided by the armature impedance. Done? So what is this EB of S? Shall I write this EB of S? Some constant KB into theta of S. Because it is proportional to theta, let me take out this proportional to constant. Let me introduce a constant KB. What is ultimately you are looking at? You are looking at theta of S by EA of S. Am I correct? This is a transfer function you are looking at.
So again
Breaking. Okay, maybe it will just improve. We are looking at a transfer function for this speed control of DC motor where you are changing the speed by armature current. So since it is armature current, the input corresponding to that is EA of S. So this is what the transfer function you are looking at. So from the given okay, now I will write, shall I write this as IA of S, which is now EA of S, there is minus of EB of S, and this is 1 over RA plus S into LA. Can you see why this term? Why the summing point with this as plus and minus? Is this is E of S, EA of S? Is it this term? Minus of EB of S. Can you see this is minus EB of S multiplied by 1 over this? Is it? Now again, because of this IA of S, because of your motor constant Km1, will I get some torque? Earlier I used to be wrote as Km. Now let me write a different constant Km1 or Kma. Let me write it as A stands for armature. Correct? And this torque, can it be converted into a displacement using 1 over Js square plus Bs? Okay, I'll rewrite that. Will it result in theta of S? Correct? I will just rewrite that. So what I have now is, I have E of S and I have EB of S, which is a back EMF, I will get IE of S due to this what is that, difference of these two voltages multiplied by RA plus S into LA. This is the difference. I will get the torque by passing it through a block which is KMA, which is a proportionality constant. It will result in TFS. TFS is now converted to theta of S by J square into BS. Then this is actually theta of S. Does this theta of S, will it have a feedback with a constant KB to this? Sorry. KB is what is that? EB of S. Sorry, if I write EB is proportional to theta, then EB of S is equal to some constant KB into theta of S. KB is nothing but again constant, feedback constant. Correct? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is the transfer function now? Is the transfer function is forward path? I don't know whether I think I have not told you people this one. Okay, let me just give you that hint also. If you have a G, if you have a H here, if it is negative feedback, if it is R and C, if I call it as error signal, this is C. Shall I say, okay, let us just stop here, and let me just give you what is it. Shall I say this C of S is equal to E into G?
Yes, sir.
Shall I say this C of S is equal to E is nothing but R, okay, if I call it as feedback, R minus B into G? Can I?
Yes, sir.
Now, can I write C of S is equal to RG minus B, okay, R of S into B of S, R of S into G minus B of S into G is my C of S is equal to R of S into G. Can I write B of S as C of S into H? This B of S, is it not C of S into H? So can I write C of S into H into G? Can I now write C of S is equal to 1 plus GH is equal to R of S into G? Can I ultimately write C of S by R of S as G by 1 plus GH? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Of course, it is very simple.
Yes, sir.
This is exactly the way how we write it. So, can we write it using signal flow graph also? So, assume that this is your SFG. So, what is the M of this? What is the forward path you have from here to here? Is it G? Forward path from here to here. What is delta? Loop. How many loops are there for this? For this, how many loops are there? Only one loop.
1 plus
1 plus loop gain GH, which is same as this.
G.
Can you see 1 plus GH? G by 1 plus GH? Which is the other way of doing it? Can you see this will also result the same thing? We are also getting the same thing using signal flow graph. Meaning, if you have a feedback system with negative feedback, the transfer function of this is G by 1 plus GH. Suppose if it is positive feedback, what will be the expression? Suppose if the feedback is positive, shall I write it as G by 1 minus GH?
1.
This is only 1 minus. So this is plus or minus depending on the feedback in general. When it will be plus? When the feedback is negative. When it will be minus? When it is a positive feedback.
Feedback is positive.
Perfect. So depending on the type of feedback, I get an expression, I get a term here whether it is, sorry, the sign will be either positive or negative. Correct? So we just finish off this. So now, according to this, do you have a feedback system with negative feedback, or you have a control system with negative feedback here?
Yes, sir.
So what is the transfer function of this now? Shall I say, if I call this as G, if this as H, is it G by 1 plus GH? This is, assume that this is overall G, this is H. So what is the overall transfer function? Is it this? Is it this? Because it's a negative feedback.
1 of A plus.
So I will write
Yes, sir.
EA of S,
Yes, sir.
just a minute, EA of S by, theta of S by EA of S is nothing but 1 over RA plus SLA multiplied by KMA multiplied by 1 over JA square plus BS. This is what is overall G. 1 plus
Yes.
KB KMA divided by RA plus SLA multiplied by JA square plus BS. Can I rewrite this as equal to KMA divided by RA plus SLA multiplied by JA square plus BS plus KB KMA as my theta of S by E of S. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what was the transfer function for theta of S with E f of S? This was actually equal to K M divided by R F plus S L F into J A square plus B S. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So now you have one block diagram having some feedback, other block diagram without feedback. Can you see, is there any feedback coming from here? No such feedback, no? Because in this expression for speed control using field current, there is no feedback considered, or there is no feedback available. Whereas for this, there is a feedback. There is a feedback. What is the meaning of this here? This means, assume that you want to maintain the speed of the motor constant, whether it is preferred to go for this or whether it is preferred to go for using a constant, using the field coil control. This is better because suppose you want to keep the speed of the motor at around 800 rpm, assume that. So for this you have some IA that is flowing. Assume that because of some reason this IA increases. Because of this some reason, if this IA increases, does this current initially increase? Hello? 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 Assume that you are running a motor which is having a
Yes, sir.
speed of 800 rpm, because of some reason, if this current increases, does this speed also increase? When the speed increases, this increased speed, will it actually increase the value of EB of S also? When EB of S increases, will it bring back that increased IA to a lesser value? So assume that this 800 has become 900 RPM. 900 RPM will increase my EB. When my EB increases, it will reduce my EA. The reduced EA will bring back my theta, which has increased to 900 RPM, will be again brought back to 800 RPM. 800 RPM. The other way is also true. Because of some reason, if the speed reduces, then EB will reduce, then IA will increase, then the speed will increase. So that's why it's always better to have a feedback for keeping the speed of a motor constant. So that's why they always prefer this type of transfer function or this type of network for keeping the speed of a motor, which is if at all if it is varying, if you want to keep it constant, they'll always go for the speed control of DC motor using the armature current, because any change in your theta will going to reflect in the value of change in EBFS. This EBFS will going to act like an error signal, which is going to bring back the modified speed to a lesser speed. Okay, hope you were able to understand this concept. So we have actually two transfer functions. One is with the value of IA being modified, keeping the field coil current constant. In the other case, the field current is varied, keeping the armature current constant. So these are the two transfer functions. Okay then, thank you so much for being with me.